If you are in a position today to advise the current Prime Minister, what is it that you would essentially say? Because let's not make any mistake about the fact that somewhere down the line, Israel thought that Hamas was very busy governing Gaza. And that is exactly why, let's admit it, there was a mistake that perhaps Israelis did actually make with regards to becoming a little complacent. Otherwise, this kind of an attack would not have been possible. What is it that you would actually tell Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in order to say that how is it going to be different than what we have seen in the past? Do you believe that it is time to, when you say completely finish Hamas, does it essentially mean that you will have to take some control of Gaza?
First of all, the only advice that I want to give Netanyahu is the advice that he gave to me after the second war in Lebanon. But he gave it for the wrong reasons, because the second war in Lebanon was a great strategic success for the state of Israel, and he kept the north part of the country for 17 years quiet because the Hezbollah were deterred and intimidated by the Israeli reaction. What I can say to Netanyahu today is go home. The sooner you go home, the better it is for Israel. Prime Minister Netanyahu is a complete failure. Everything that he touched collapsed. Everything that he did was the opposite of what needed to be done. Netanyahu said 14 years ago when he became prime minister, he said that his first priority as prime minister is to destroy Hamas. Subsequently, he downgraded the Palestinian Authority with Mahmoud Abbas, who is a natural partner for negotiations for peace, and instead he promoted the status of Hamas. Why? Because Hamas is not considered to be a potential candidate for peace negotiations, so he could flirt with them without need to make political accommodations. With Abu Mazen, with the Palestinian Authority, in order to achieve peace, we have to pull out from territories. But Netanyahu is completely dominated by the messianic extreme right-wing factions that control his government. And in order to accommodate with them, he downgraded the Palestinian Authority and he upgraded Hamas. So he is held responsible for good reasons for what happened. He is held responsible because as a result of his policy, there was a certain acquiescence with the Hamas in Israel, and no one suspected that they can do what they finally committed. And right. Netanyahu is held responsible for changing the level of awareness of Israel to the possibility of Hamas attack. Therefore, in response to your question, what will I advise Netanyahu to do is go home, will find a much better, more appropriate, much better suited prime minister to run the Israeli war against Hamas. I don't know to say that we will wipe out Hamas, that we will destroy them all. We have to make them a much weaker organization that will not be able to commit the kind of atrocities that they've committed.